Hello, everyone, and welcome to Henry Ford Memorial Gymnasium on the campus of Henry Ford College. And Henry Ford men's basketball coming at you. It's Henry Ford and Jackson College. I'm Jeff Lowe along with Eric Pate. And Eric, let's talk about these two teams this evening and tell us about these squads.
Well, Jeff, I'll say that right now with the Jackson Jets, they come off a loss, 86-80 to Mont. They're a 500 ball club. They have some local talent in Antonio King out of Southfield High School, a sophomore, Southfield A&T, home of the Blue Jays. But, hey, let's look at Henry Ford. They lost on Saturday, 90-84 to Schoolcraft, and it's a little bit of a shock. They're 10-6. When is the last time Schoolcraft was this low in their standings with a 10-6 record? And Coach Shepard said it best. He said these guys are not connected. They're not playing together. Look forward to seeing them tonight playing together to get a good win at home and a makeup game. Now, don't forget, we had the problem with the leak in the roof, and the leaky roof is sealed. So now it's time to play some basketball. No excuses.
Henry Ford is when you're on top, when you're at the top of the mountain, you got a target on your back, and that's the case right now. But Henry Ford, like you said, with this group, they have to come together and start playing like a conducive unit. We're all set for tip-off. Jackson College is in the dark uniforms, the black, and Henry Ford in the home white.
And I think Coach Shepard wants to deliver the message. He's going to play the best guys. He's going to play the guys that work and earn their keep in the practices. And tonight is critical. I mean, listen, they're not at the top of the heap. I mean, this is a good time to get Henry Ford, and there's a lot of get back for a lot of programs.
Mm-hmm. Henry Ford 2-2 in the league and 10-6 overall. Jackson College coming into this contest 1-3 and 9-9 overall. Nice spin move to the basket and can't connect on it. It's number 2, Willis.
Sterling Scott getting the start. Number 13 for Henry Ford, Alden Ritt. I mean, these are young men that they usually come off the bench. And they're getting the opportunity to start.
Well, Coach kind of shaking the line up a little bit, shaking it up a little bit. Three-point shot is good from outside, and that was Sterling Scott with the 3.
And that's something that Henry Ford has got to do better, to shoot that 3 ball. They are sharing the rock early on. That's good.
Whistles blow, and your officials for this game, and that Adam Scott, Kendall Smith, and Kyle Ray. Here we go again. Willis surveying the defense, pulls a 3 off the iron. Jackson in the open floor. Jackson, they're going to count that bucket. That was a goaltending. So we're going to give the bucket to number 5, Campbell.
Yeah.
Lose it again into the basket on the reverse, no good. Ford comes away with the rebound, quickly down the floor. Ritt puts it in the basket.
Alden Ritt, man. I mean, you look for him to shoot from the outside, shoot from the perimeter. That time he got a nice pass from Chauncey Willis for the dunk.
Five on the shot clock. Jackson has to hurry on this one. Outside, off the rim, no good. Willis with the rebound in the open floor. Willis finding Ritt in the corner. Ritt is good for a 3 once again.
And that's what we're used to seeing Alden Ritt do. Shoot from deep.
Turn around, up and out. Drawing nothing but iron. Swinging around the perimeter, no good. Bonds going up for the rebound. Willis from outside, no good. Jackson with the rebound. Mid-range jumper, no good. That was Antonio King pulling. Ritt from long way out is no good. Henry Ford gets the loose ball into the basket. Nice move, but not able to connect was Scott.
I mean, we're so used to seeing Henry Ford click at all cylinders at so many home games. I mean, 10-6. I mean, it sticks in your head. So you can imagine if you're Henry Ford coach Shepard, you got to be wondering, scratching your head.
Antonio King with a nice move right there. Good strong attack to the basket.
This matchup, good man-to-man right now.
That one's not going to count, and that's going to send Carter to the line. Shannon counter. No, it's not going to send him to the line.
No,
they're going to take it out underneath.
I thought that was weird. I thought it was active shooting. Carter said no problem.
Well, Carter makes that one count. Seven to 4 your score if you're just joining us in the first half here. 15:32 watching Henry Ford College basketball on the Henry Ford streaming network. I'm Jeff Lowe along with Eric Pate. Bring you the action. We're at the home of the Hawks. Willis attacking the basket. That one's blocked. Carter with the rebound, looking to go back up, kicks it back out for three, no good. Carter with the rebound, up and in.
It's really good to see Carter active hands, active moving up and down that floor, and active in that paint. I mean, that's what I think they envisioned he'd be, a kid out of King High School.
9 to 4 is your score. And Jackson takes a quick timeout to talk things over. And you had an opportunity to talk with Coach, and like you said this team is not like one of the past teams or any team
They're just not working together right now.
They're not working together.
I mean, Chauncey Willis leads the team with 19.5 points per game. Demarion Bonds 15.7, and what does that say? I mean, these two young men that have those Division I scholarship offers already locked up. They got the commitment. They're the guys that are leading this team. What about the rest of them? If you're one of these other guys coming off this bench, and tonight Scooby Johnson's not with them, he's playing much better. If you're one of these guys without a deal, you got to start showing how hungry you are.
Siobhan Campbell for Jackson with the short jumper. Willis, nice feed inside, and a nice layup by Scott.
I mean, there is balance up and down the roster for Henry Ford. It just, hey, guys are shoot first now, I think. I think that's what Coach, reading between the lines, I think that's what Coach Shepard was talking about. And sharing the basketball and playing good, hard-nosed defense. That 90 points that they gave up Saturday against Schoolcraft has got to be bothering not only Coach Shepard but his entire staff, Coach Payne, all the other young men that are on that staff. And Scooby Johnson is not here, had a situation in Benton Harbor. Nonetheless, Henry Ford should be able to handle their business tonight against the Jackson College Jets.
And right now they're handling the business. 11-6 the score.
That was a foul or a delay call against Henry Ford. I think it was a delay.
Jackson swinging the ball around the perimeter. The jumper's good as that's Cameron Carter for 2. There's that activity you were talking about.
It's just a give and go.
Yes.
I mean, that's king to king right there. Chauncey Willis and Carter both played at Martin Luther King for head coach George Ward. And they play good defense there. He teaches them how to play the right way. They just have to do it here.
Rosenberg into the game, and now Ziegler also has checked in.
He's got a little bit of a knee issue, Ziegler does. Rosenberg's kind of cooled off a little bit. He was an active glass guy early on in the season. And this season is blazing by. Rosenberg averaging 8.6. You look up and down this roster, you got a lot of 8s, you got a lot of 7s. All 11 guys are getting it done here.
Ford defense has pushed Jackson out around the perimeter. Nice drive there that time by Jay Wembry.
Malachi Black got beat there. And Malachi Black coming off the bench. I think sacrifice. A lot of guys are. Coach Shepard said, you know, they want it for themselves. They want to play. They want that question about minutes and things of that sort. They're not playing for one another.
Uh-huh.
And let's see if that holds true or it's a little different tonight.
Rosenberg with the foul, thought he had the block instead of the foul, went up strong. But nevertheless, it will send King to the line. Deion Hayes now coming into the game. And Hayes will run the point. Long three is good. Rosenberg.
He's got to be a glass guy on this team. He and Malachi Black have to supply that energy, that persistence, that fortitude to help Henry Ford on the glass.
Trying to execute the pick and roll, not happening there.
This has been pretty nonstop, pretty clean game.
Carter again from outside. He gives Jackson a 1-point lead. (18-17). Rosenberg.
Don't know where Rosenberg might have been headed, but at least he drew the foul. And he's headed to the free throw line. That's an aggressive play. And I think those are the kind of things you need to do to maintain or make things better. And I don't want to sound so negative or down in the dumps, but, hey, we're used to this team at 16 games, 14-2. 13-3. We 10-6 is a little different. It's a little different. And in the conference, I mean, they're just a mere 500. So they got some work to do.
All tied up at 18. Rosenberg ran him off the three-point line, forced him to miss. Outside shot is good.
Yeah, that's a great spot up three for Deion Hayes. And Deion Hayes, man, I mean, that's a, they all had, Coach Shepard said this as well. We talked for about 5 minutes, and he said a whole lot. I mean, he's got a lot of talented kids. They're just not putting it all together.
That was Hayes with the steal.
There you go. I mean, slow down. That was a clear break, but Hayes' back is turned. Why? You're near the basket. Find out. Know what's going.
Hold
on, Jeff.
Yeah.
Know what's going on in the game. I mean, you're filling the lane right there. Your head's on a swivel. You gotta see that.
Absolutely. Three-point shot attempt, no good. And Henry Ford wants to run. Willis looking for some room. Off the glass, they're going to wipe the basket off. The foul was before the shot. And the foul is going to be on Carter.
Called it on the floor, man. Wow. I don't know about that.
Now Gladney is checked into the game, number 10.
A couple weeks ago, he was in that boot.
Ziegler with a strong move and draws the foul. He'll go to the line.
And Ziegler's another one that could, if given the time, the opportunity, he can produce. He's a tweener. Probably can play the 2 to 3. Here probably the 4.
Mm-hmm. Right.
But he's a kid that he's had some tough breaks with health and everything else. I'd love to see him healthy so he can play an entire stretch.
22-18. The 10-minute mark here in the first half. Three-point shot is good from outside. That's Xavier Ford. Ziegler from way outside, no good.
Good defense by Ziegler. Don't get open, but he left the baseline wide open. But Carter cleaned up to mess with the block.
Four seconds on the shot clock. Gladney doesn't like the foul.
It's a foul, and that's away from the basket, so far away from the basket. You don't need to commit that foul. One thing I'm noticing is Henry Ford is laboring. They're up 1. I mean, Jackson has not blinked. They are staying in this thing because they're hitting some three-point shots. And number 12, who just checked out of the game, Cameron Carter, drained a few for the Jets.
Good D by Gladney. Forces the turnover. And that one rattles in and out.
That's his shot, too.
Yeah.
Another one of those three-point shooters. Gladney shoots 38% from three. Correction, 48%.
Oh, a late whistle. That was Hayes almost with the steal. Actually, the foul is going to be on number 3. That's going to be on Pearson. He's called for the foul, and that will send Hayes to the line.
Wow.
Hayes with some good D. Carter checking back in. Ziegler checking out.
You look at these three-point percentages for Henry Ford, and you got Hayes who shoots 67%. Of course, don't know his attempts. You'd have to get that and check that. But Henry Ford as a team is shooting 35% from three. And that used to be just a regular occurrence for the teams past.
Carter got his hands on the ball defensively. Seven on the shot clock. Drive to the basket and good D that time as Scott tied up.
Yeah, let's be clear. Cooper Johnston traveled.
Yeah,
it just wasn't called.
Right. Okay.
I mean, you got to wrap up there, tie up. Henry Ford gets it.
But Scott was the guy in front of him, and he was in good position. 22-21 your score. 7:45 remaining here in the first half of play. You're watching Henry Ford basketball on the Henry Ford Streaming Network. Henry Ford and Jackson College. Jackson College coming into this contest with a 1-3 record in the division. And Henry Ford 2-2. And as you said, this team has really not been clicking together, I should say, the Henry Ford team. And you talked with Coach earlier before the game. What do you think Henry Ford needs to do to get this team back in a good rhythm?
Stay on that defensive end. I mean, that's where it all starts. You play good head up, headsy, hard-nosed defense. It leads to other things. Active hands tonight. That's been good. But they're in a dogfight. It's 22-21. It's early, but nonetheless, Jackson has not blinked. They have not wavered. There's the fear factor that used to be here. Just quite isn't there.
Antonio King with a fadeaway jumper. And here's a jumper from 3. Nice rhythm right there. Demarion Bonds.
Demarion Bonds can stroke it. And I just think sometimes these guys, if they don't get touches, they'll let it go. That's a good shot when you make it. Like he changed pivots on us too. I don't miss much, Jeff.
I hear you.
With the advent of the Euro step and all those things, I mean, you're going to find all types of stuff.
Yes, you are. Yes, you are.
I don't know how the officials do it.
On every level of basketball, too. And I'm not excluding the NBA. Jackson trying to hang on. That was a travel. Belton turns it over. Henry Ford, will see can they expand this lead.
Now, they did part of it. They got the stop. Now, let's get the score.
And that was a travel.
Yeah. Wouldn't you know it?
So back-to-back turnovers. 2 empty possessions offensively for each team. Gladney with the rebound. Willis from outside, no good. Carter trying to keep it alive, and that was going to go out and over to Jackson.
Very important, Jeff, for Henry Ford to get quality possessions. What I mean by that is run your stuff, man. You don't have to shoot early in the shot clock. Hey, what's the rush? You got the lead. The object is to increase the lead. Just if you don't believe me, ask the Detroit Lions.
Looking down for Willis. Willis again. The turnover. Turnaround jumper, no good for Jackson. Ritt from outside, it's good.
That's what we're talking about. Good quality shot, nice finish. That's Alden Ritt with a nice one. I mean, a number of guys can stroke it from deep.
And they have to get into that rhythm. They find that rhythm, you can stroke it from anywhere. It's going to be a 20-second timeout, and here we go again. 28-21, 5:47 remaining here in the first half of play. Hawks and the Jets. Good rip right there by Willis. Willis hard to the basket.
I mean, he's done a good job of sharing the basketball. Get you some. Get you some. If this guy scores at high volume and he's distributing the basketball, looking like Damon Lillard or somebody, that's a good sign for Henry Ford. That's the key. I think sometimes guys got to, pattern their games around him. He's the point guard.
Long shot for three, no good, off the mark. Malachi going up strong and draws the foul. So Malachi Black will go to the line and shoot two. Henry Ford finding a little rhythm offensively here late in the first half.
And Malachi Black, man, I tell you, he was such a good player just coming off the bench last year. And, you really want and you cheer for him. They got to get more from him. They've got to get more from him.
Knocks down both free throws. Henry Ford comes out in a full court press, put a little pressure on him. But Jackson does a good job in breaking it. And that's Burns with the easy two. Ritt going to the basket hard, coming up empty.
I'll take that foul. I mean, aggressive play. Now they have increased that lead to 9. That looks more like what you want, what you expect. We've been spoiled around here. That's what I'm trying to say. And this is the time to put the pedal to the metal, Jeff. Before you know it, it'll be end of February, and you're into the playoffs. And
tournament time.
Yeah, it's that time. I mean, you turn it up. You see teams a second time. I see Toodles, DeJuan Seal, that Persian guy out of Saginaw Valley State University now is on the chat, along with Chauncey Willis's dad was on earlier, and another guy.
Outstanding move right there by Black. Getting in the paint.
Yeah. Oh, my goodness. That's too easy. That's too easy, guys. And they have been playing a nice little 4 to 5 minute run where they play good D. That's what we're looking for. That's what we're looking for. That's what we're looking for Malachi Black, man. Energy. There we go. Passing lanes. Get a steal.
Three-point attempt, no good.
There's some interesting stuff going on in the chat, man. Talking about Danville, Illinois. Nice move.
Yes.
Nice move.
Sterling Scott.
Remember talking to those guys during the volleyball season. It's funny to see them out here. 9-point lead, man. I tell you, they got to keep it going.
Belton for three. Demarion Bonds right there with a great job attacking the basket.
If he can finish the free throw, that'll be the three-point play the old-fashioned way. But, hey, I like what I'm seeing out of Henry Ford. Just under 3 minutes, 8-point lead, and they're playing with high intensity, minus a few lapses over here the last 5 to 7 minutes. They played good defense. They're getting some rebounds. Life is good.
Malachi Black again.
Hey. He's got a super fan or two in the gym.
Three-point
nice
attempt.
Energy. Nice energy. Just look up. You had Chauncey Willis earlier.
Willis for three.
Willis with the three. And that's the Henry Ford we've been waiting on. They may bust 50. And then you got the head coach, Chris Johnson, in his third year for Jackson, a little frustrated. The high octave voice. He raised the octaves in his voice. 45-32, and this is what we used to.
And just like you said, the energy was great for Henry Ford.
Hey, we know number one from Jackson's name is King. We're looking right at it. I don't know where you got this thing. We never called him Belton, big fella. You got to pay attention now if you're going to be in the chat now. That's all we ask.
45-32, 2:29 remaining here in the first half.
The pressure is giving Jackson some problems.
Malachi Black loses it in the paint.
And that slipped out of his hands there. That's just a flat out turnover. Got caught just trying to, I don't know. You get caught in a situation where you don't know what to do with the basketball. You're going to possess that thing. You got to be thinking ahead. That's dangerous. Getting caught on that baseline.
Willis with a nice turnaround.
Oh, man.
Baseline move. Count the bucket.
You got to love that. And Henry Ford's coming with the pressure. I mean, they are not stopping.
Malachi.
Like Dr. J. Got that leaping afro, man. Got the little goatee. Take it back to about 76. If the ball was red, white, and blue, we'd be into something.
Henry Ford was looking for a boost, and I think they found it in Malachi Black.
But this is what we talked about early on. This is what we wanted. this was the expectation. That's a kid that can get a scholarship, but he's got to be consistent. He's lacked consistency. Now, Henry Ford, if they get another basket, they're over 50 and a half. They scored 84 on Saturday, and that wasn't enough.
Good steal by Gladney. Willis surveying the offense, and the outside shot by Ziegler is good.
That Ziegler there, it's a good bucket. Now they're over 50, and the lead is 20 all of a sudden. Wow. It was just 40 to 32. This is a 12-0 run.
That one missed everything. Going up high on the alley-oop attempt.
No. Don't do it. Don't do it. I mean, it killed the vibe right there. Make a basketball play.
Malachi with the rebound, up the floor quickly. Henry Ford has the numbers. And they reset smartly. Willis calls it out.
Last shot time.
Yes. 14 on the shot clock, 13 on the game clock. Willis, drive to the basket. It's good. And that's going to do it.
Too easy.
Yes.
Too easy.
A great first half by Henry Ford.
They got to count the basket. They got to count that basket. It was 52-32. He just hit the layup. It should be 54.
I think the officials, they are at
waving
the table. Let's see.
Are they waving it? Oh, there it is. 22-point halftime.
All right. 54 to 32 is your score at halftime. You're watching Henry Ford College basketball on the Henry Ford streaming network. It's halftime. We'll be right back with more basketball in the second half after this. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Henry Ford College. It's halftime, and the halftime score, 54-32, and it looks like Henry Ford has had its way this whole first half. And Eric Pate, what do you think about that first half?
Well, I think Henry Ford just put it in another gear, little past midway. Remember, it was 22-21, and it was really nip and tuck. And then all of a sudden, Henry Ford goes on this run and really just made things difficult. I want to say it's a 14-0 run because they were up 40-32. And Henry Ford, man, I mean, this is the way that Coach Shepard wants them to play. And, I mean, they shoot 64% in the first half. They've got a whole bunch of guys in single digits, but Malachi Black, 10 points in 8 minutes. This is what you need every game if Henry Ford's going to repeat the success that they've had over the past couple years. You're going to need a guy that's going to bring the energy every night.
A lot of guys got a lot of playing time in that first half for Henry Ford.
Every guy played, Jeff.
Yes, every one of them. Oh, yeah, 13 points for Antonio King for Jackson College. He was the leading scorer, and that was the only bright spot for Jackson College. Second half underway. Ritt from outside, no good. And Malachi Black with the rebound. So picking up where he left off in the first half is Malachi Black.
Hey, I had to reach over and let him know, hey, man, keep playing hard like last year. You know, this is the energy that a kid, a sophomore, no less, has to bring.
And Black again with the rebound for Henry Ford.
He's doing his best Rodman impersonation, not with the Bulls, but with the Pistons.
Long three is good. Sterling Scott.
That's 19 in a row. I don't know, Jeff. This might be a time where Jackson just needs one bucket. Stop the run. Stop the run. That's the key.
Let's see if Jackson can stop the run. Nice step-through move. Coming up empty right there.
I mean, we're talking about so much about our team, Henry Ford, but Jackson has gone stone cold. I mean, they didn't shoot it too poorly in the first half, but, hey, 35%, 12 of 34. But I want to know, like, when the scoring stopped, and that's it. How long of a drought has this been? And how many shots in a row have they missed? It hasn't been a good look for Jackson.
No look pass attempt. Stolen away. Now Jackson put together two in a row right there.
Antonio King, a kid out of Southfield A&T, has been their leading scorer. They're long, they're athletic, but they're struggling.
Ooh. Ritt with a long three-pointer.
That's a 29-point bulge. Turnover, man, I tell you, you can't give it right back to them. You got to run something. Everybody's got to trust one another, and you got to make smart plays.
Gladney now checked back in for Henry Ford. Gladney with the open jumper. Gladney off the bench and right in the bucket for three. Jackson just can't hit it. Gladney looking inside to Black. Black, step back, one-legger. No good. Black gets his own rebound. Black with a nice strong move.
As the kids say, tough. That was tough. I like that, man. I mean, Malachi Black, just put this in a can, bottle it, do whatever you need to do, but bring it every night like that. I mean, that's what you need off the bench. That's why he's still on the floor. He started the second half. He's been a spark plug. He's earned it.
70-36 your score. And he's doing it on both ends, offensively and defensively. Belton with the last bucket there. A good strong move for Belton.
Chauncey Willis, man, I mean, now might be one of those times he goes into his bag.
There it is.
A lot of coaching going on right now on the Jackson side of things. It's a good time to do it. I mean, character is not necessarily be on display when you're winning, but when you're losing. Who's going to continue to work? Who's going to continue to execute? Who's going to continue to be persistent on the defensive end? Meanwhile, with Henry Ford, I mean, how do you want this thing to grow, so you got to keep focusing on each possession. Concentration is going to be the key.
Rosenberg and Hayes just checked in for Henry Ford. And rotation is a key, too, when you get a lot of guys in the rotation and they find a rhythm. And I think that's what Henry Ford is doing right now. Willis going baseline. Reverse is good.
Good looking play.
Step back three, in and out. Scott comes away with the rebound over to Gladney, over to Willis on the wing. Willis going in, out to Gladney, it's no good. Willis with the rebound and a nice strong putback.
And I've been wanting to say what you talking about Willis all night and all year, but we know what he's about. I mean, the guy could score. He can lead a team. He's going to do well in the MAC.
That was Pearson with the layup for Jackson.
Willis just called coach and said, hey, get me out the game. Tap this jersey. Rosenberg. There's a timeout, man.
Thirty-second timeout for Henry Ford with a 78-40 lead over Jackson College right now. 14:38 remaining here in the second half of play. You know, we talked about that upcoming schedule for Henry Ford. We've been talking about the past schedule, but let's look who they have upcoming in the future here.
Well, I mean, you know, we're going to be here on Wednesday. We're going to be here on Saturday.
Yes.
It's a bevy of nice home games. And I think, what is that? You got Jackson tonight. You got St. Clair on Wednesday, Mott on Saturday, February the 3rd, and then next Wednesday, they'll round out that nice home slate with Wayne County Community College on February the 7th. The time is flying. It is flying.
Yes, it is.
We were just here to start the season in November, and they're already taking on their second rotation of the conference schedule.
Going to the line is Demarion Bond. He'll be shooting two. Next is first. Bond had 5 points in the first half. Was very active on the rebounding end and in the fast break for Henry Ford.
You look at this Jackson roster. They got a kid from South Carolina. They got kids from all over Indiana, Michigan, Ohio. Michigan is predominant on their roster, but Xavier Ford Belton is a sophomore out of Dixiana, South Carolina. I'd love to hear the story about how they found him.
Justin Gladney with the easy layup for Henry Ford. Almost stolen away by Hayes. Now Ritt checking into the game. Henry Ford in the tight man. Kind of a late whistle.
It was definitely a foul.
Definitely a foul. Xavier Ford Belton will go to the line. He's been pretty active on the offensive end. Makes his first. Misses the second. Ziegler comes down with the rebound. Ritt spots up for three, no good. Belton comes out with the rebound for Jackson. Belton all the way to the bucket, blocked by Ritt. Gladney in the open floor. Hayes with the dunk.
Wow. Everybody's getting involved in the hit brigade, as they say. Now, if you're Henry Ford, man, do not foul, especially a long way away from the basket. Can we do that? There's no reason to foul at the top of the key. Get in the stance, stay in the stance, and deny. That's it.
Make sure you execute offensively. And on the defensive end, just play good, solid defense.
I just said that.
I know. I'm just repeating it. Gladney. Hayes from the corner. No good.
That's a travel. Did you see that?
Well, the officials didn't see it, and they call it a jump ball.
Wow.
Rosenberg went up and over the defender to grab the rebound. Still 84-46. Ritt with the rebound. That was knocked out of bounds by Burns. And Henry Ford will keep possession.
Well, Henry Ford, I mean, this thing's expanded and gone from 20 to 30 to now 38. Could be a 40-piece.
Ziegler going hard to the basket. Drew the foul, will get 2 free throws. Makes them both.
40 piece. I'd like to see him just play clean this last 10 minutes, and they're going to get well over 100 points.
Yeah.
Did we get any wings or anything for this? Got to talk to Rochelle Taylor, the athletic director.
Good ball movement by the Hawks. Gladney from outside is good.
Wow.
And
Can I get a replay?
Brought the whole team off the bench.
I mean, and the bench has been great. I mean, the enthusiasm, the excitement, haven't heard in a while.
Three-point attempt off the mark. One up strong right there. Looks like I think Ritt was called for the foul. And that will send Savon Campbell to the line, shooting 2.
A lot of frustration on that Jackson bench. Joe Coleman was of Jackson College was sitting on the end of the bench. The coach told him, "Come on down here, join us." I mean, it's just, you know, nowadays, and I think any generation, I suppose, a lot of frustration goes with this game, but you always have to, hey, be thankful, be a good sport, and be coachable.
Said well. Stolen away. Burns in the open floor. Burns had it blocked by Scott. 88-48 is your score. 10:21 remaining. Good strong rebound that time, snatched down by Campbell. And the putback. Now Jackson College goes into a 1-2-2 zone. Nice move right there with the left.
It's been a while.
Cameron Carter.
It's been a while for Carter, but let me just say this. Henry Ford now, I mean, it's down to 36. You know, unless you have a total collapse, you're going to win the game. But how do you win it? That's got to be the thing that Henry Ford wants. Can't give it away. Now they're just walking down the floor, some of these guys, and that can't happen.
Ziegler with the steal. And watch out. Going to the basket strong right there was Bonds, and he was grabbed by the little guy, Cameron Carter.
Yeah, and I love the fact that Carter kind of held him up and just let him, kind of patted him, let him know, hey, man, I wasn't trying to hurt you or anything like that. If you're a Division I commit like he is to Central Michigan, hey, you got to be thinking about, hey, health. I want to make it there.
Belton and Pearson now checking in, along with Johnston, number 23, for Jackson College. (89-52) your score. 9:04 remaining in this one, and the whistles blow.
Too many of them. Too many of them lately. Play it clean, fellas.
Long shot off the mark. Ziegler comes down with the rebound. Looking for Malachi Black. Kicks it back out. Good ball movement by the Hawks. They're coming up empty. Left-handed shot blocked by Ziegler. Quickly up to Willis. Willis pulls up for three. No good. Nice putback by Antonio King. I believe those are his first points of the second half.
Yeah, he's a hometown kid, as we've been talking about. Henry Ford just can't let up now.
Jackson had the full count the bucket, falling out of bounds. And that was Marion Bonds with the three-pointer. So he's looking for a four-point play right here. (93-54). Johnson gets on the board. Malachi Black with a lefty.
Oh, good hustle play. Now Ziegler he's not playing around. He's not playing around. He's in there taking advantage of his minutes. And that's what you want to do. Henry Ford could probably go as high as 110 points tonight. They got 7 full minutes, man. If everybody plays hard, you never know. But it's hard to stay focused the entire 40 when you're, young, impressionable, 18 to 20 to 21 or 2-year-olds. See, telegraph that pass.
Belson with the slam.
That's the South Carolina kid. Now you got to stop penetration, no matter what. I mean, you get to slapping somebody across the arm. That shows that, you're letting them get right past you.
Antonio King at the line.
Wonder who his head coach was at Southfield. Was it Daryl Buchanan? I wonder. He's a sophomore, so it may have been. Did he play with Cameron McEvans, kid who was at Lawrence Tech, used to be here, and ended up at Macomb last year?
Ritt from outside, hit the side of the backboard. Ritt with his follow rebound. Rosenberg with a good jump. Stayed active on the glass and gets rewarded for it.
Give it to Rosenberg. I think a Jackson kid touched it.
And another late whistle. Malachi Black.
I'm sorry, that was horrendous. That was horrendous. That was awful. That was awful. Everybody's got to stay sharp, including the refs. You know what I mean, Jeff?
Right, absolutely. Pearson will be at the line, shooting 2. Actually, he'll be shooting 3 because that was a 3-point attempt. Ziegler comes in. Well, it was only 2. My mistake. Carter checks in for Jackson, and also Joe Coleman seeing some action for Jackson right now. Good ball movement by Ford. Hayes looking for the thunderstroke there. And Rosenberg with the follow-up.
Good effort there. And now we're coming up on 5 minutes. The lead is crept back up to 39 for Henry Ford. And I like the fact that Jackson, they fought back a little bit there, but it got away from them early in this half. Remember now, halftime it was 54-32, 22-point deficit. They've added, Henry Ford has added 17 to that with some hot shooting. I'd love to see the mini stats or the quickie stats.
99-61 is your score. Make it 62. 5 minutes remaining. Hayes from outside, no good. Short jumper off the mark. Burns gathers the rebound. That was tipped by Ziegler, but managed to get in the bucket. So count the bucket for Johnston.
It's got to be the coach's son. Coach Chris Johnston's son. It has to be.
Gladney count to 3. Cooper Johnson going to the basket pretty hard. And it knocked out of bounds. Good defense by Ritt.
Murphy's Law. What could go wrong has gone wrong.
Has gone wrong.
They busted the clock here, and they got 4 minutes left. Up 40.
Long 3 is good by Coleman.
Gladney running the point on this possession.
Calls his own number, no good on that long 3. That one rattles out.
I like that Ziegler is still setting screens. It's a long release there and easy layup for Jackson. It's down to 35, and
down to 35.
Yeah, you say it facetiously, but
yeah.
You want Henry Ford to keep that energy up.
106-69.
They could give up 80 if Jackson keeps playing. And that wouldn't be good. I mean,
no, that wouldn't.
That would say we got to work on that.
That was Carter on the last 3 for Jackson. 106-71. Rosenberg. Malachi Black checking back in.
See what Henry Ford has in store when they play on Wednesday night. We'll be with them. That'll be St. Clair. See what kind of, kind of effort they put up. There's Malachi Black. Man, oh man, he's done a great job out there. A lot of energy. We don't give out an MVP or anything to have game player of the game, none of that stuff, but I just like what he's added to the mix tonight. We've seen some games where not so much, but what we're used to is his high energy.
And he's bringing it tonight.
How many times we said energy tonight? That's what the team needs.
And also associated that with Malachi Black.
Yeah, easily. But I'm just talking in general with this team because we've seen some pretty lackluster efforts. They were down in numbers against Macomb, but if you get guys playing high intensity with passion and effort, that's what you want. Carter is on the bench. He, finishes up, didn't play in the second half, but Carter had 5 and 4. That's pretty good for 10 minutes or 11 minutes. That's pretty good.
Pretty good, yeah.
You go up and down that roster, and you only had one double-figure scorer in the first half, and that was Malachi Black off the bench. Everyone else, 9. I see an 8. I see 6. I see 2 5s, a 4, a 3. A couple 4s and a 3, and a 6. I mean, that's quite an effort in that first half, and I'll be eager to see the post game. And don't forget, we got Coach Shepard coming up after the game to talk about this. And I want to, get back to what we discussed in the pregame about how he wanted his team to play more together and show, hey, how much talent they have and how much they really do care about one another.
Well, one thing that I've really noticed in this game, he's given a lot of guys a lot of minutes that normally wouldn't get those minutes, and now they're getting some minutes. A lot of guys on this team.
Jeff, that's going to happen when you're up as many points as they are.
Absolutely, I agree with you.
It doesn't even make sense to keep Chauncey Willis out there.
Right.
You're going to need him later on. Doesn't make sense to keep some of the other starters out there. You're going to need them later on. But these other guys, I mean, you want scholarships for these kids.
Absolutely.
Demarion Bonds has got his, and Chauncey Willis Jr. has his. Hey, they're going to Central and Western respectively. What about these other kids? That's it. Got to take care of the rock. Final minute, man.
Yep.
Maybe we should have Malachi come up too. I think we should. And since we don't have the women's game, we don't have Coach Shepard in
Let's
between
fill some
games.
time.
Yeah, we're not going to be here all night. But hey, quick few minutes in the post game.
Okay.
Talking to Coach Shepard and Malachi Black, who, I mean, I'm sure he has at least 16 points. What do you have him unofficially?
Well, unofficially, I have him for 14 unofficially.
Okay.
Nice look inside. And a great pass
points
there from Ziegler.
Well, hold the ball and you get a 36-point victory, and but you give up 75. What do you think about that? I mean, can't be too.
Maybe need a little work on the defensive end.
Yeah, but
That's
they
what I think
showed
about
some great flashes from that middle point, a little bit after the middle point, all the way to the beginning of the second half. Active hands, getting some steals. I mean, they were pretty solid. They had 9 steals at the half. I'm sure they finished in double figures tonight in steals. That's pretty good.
That's going to do it. 111 to 75 is your final score. And like Eric said, we're going to have a talk with the coach and a few players. Hang on there.
A few. We said one.
Okay, well, one. We're gonna get Malachi Black up here. We're gonna take a break, and we'll be right back after this.
Back with you here at the Memorial Gymnasium. Another great win by Henry Ford College. 111-75 win over Jackson College. We're happy to be joined by Coach Shepard from Henry Ford, and of course Malachi Black, who we have for 14 points. He had 10 and 8 minutes, including 10 points and 8 minutes in the first half. But Coach Shepard, just kind of talk about the win and what you thought about it.
Right now we'll take them any way we can get them. We haven't played really hard this year. We ain't played together either. Today we played together. I don't know how hard we played, but we moved the ball, so I'm happy with them there. We'll take them any way we can get them right now.
Well, Coach, I know we talked about that in the pregame, and then you see the effort somewhere right around the middle of the first half, all the way to the beginning. He kind of took their will. Talk about that.
When we play hard and we share it, that's our style of basketball. We get out and run, and you got to get stops to be able to get out and run. We haven't got enough stops this year. We're incredibly talented. Our record doesn't demonstrate, how good we are. We got to figure it out. And today we took a step. We're not anywhere near where we need to be. We'll see what we do on Wednesday.
Well, Malachi, I want to kind of switch over to you. I mean, this is the kind of stuff we talked about in the preseason, Jeff and I. We wanted, we expected to see you be that spark plug, be that energy guy. What was so good about tonight?
Just coming out with energy, trying to get the guys going and stuff, playing hard, and just listening to coach. Yeah.
I mean, we saw you, one in, you get a block, you run the floor, you get a layup, you get a slam. I mean, just talk about the rhythm you were in. I mean, that energy was infectious, but just talk about the rhythm.
Yeah, we were swinging the ball pretty good tonight, and you never know who's going to get the ball. Unfortunately, it was me. Yeah.
And you know what we said, joking around, Coach, we said he was Dennis Rodman, the Detroit Piston Rodman, not the Bulls Rodman. A lot of energy.
Yeah, I mean, Mally always plays hard. There's no doubt about it. He brings the energy off the bench for us. Played well tonight, made some free throws, eliminated some of his mental mistakes, and that's the version we need of him, if we're going to be good.
Well, Coach, on Wednesday you got St. Clair County Community College. Kind of talk about mindset going into that.
They're undefeated in the league right now. We're 2 games back. We don't really talk about winning league titles here. We got bigger goals than that. But for us, anybody that comes in our gym, we want to play hard, play together, and more importantly for us, if we don't do that, we're not going to be very good this year. We're talented, but we're not talented where we can just rely on just go one guy or 2 guys And we have enough pieces. We're really good. We'll see if we decide Wednesday's important to show up.
Okay. Well, Coach Shepard and Malachi Black, congratulations. 111-75 winners tonight. We'll see you on Wednesday night and see what happens with the Henry Ford Hawks. Again, 111-75 victors over Jackson College. Congratulations, guys. Go and enjoy the victory.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
All right. Thanks a lot.
Yep.
All right. Get Jeff in here, and we'll wrap this thing up. We can wrap it up, but final score, once again, Henry Ford 111, Jackson College 75. For Jeff Lowe, I'm Eric Pate saying so long. We'll see you on Wednesday night right here at Memorial Gymnasium when Henry Ford takes on the Skippers of St. Clair County Community College. So long, folks.